that. We had a lot of these conferences had athletic director meetings the last week. And we got to participate with one of them. That was the Cumberland County AD's meeting. And some of the things that I've noticed after going and watch some of the games, uniforms. The uniforms, guys, we're gonna play the game because the uniform of the business is all. Okay. There are some fines associated. We know about House Bill 91, about the fines. There's a uniform violation. Hey, they can correct it, they correct it. Yeah. No, you can't take shirts off or do things, those type of things in the visual confines of the gym. They can go out the back locker room, whatever the case may be. They can't get it corrected. All you have to do is just send me text, email, or call me after the game. All right, we don't want to continue. A couple of situations happen where overheels, they contacted their opponents because their uniforms not made it in. All right, the only thing about that, when that happens, is it was on the road and the opponent was wearing white. They brought their t-shirts they were gonna wear in their dark uniform. They wore those during the game. Okay. I brought that up at the AD's meeting before I could say anything. It was a confession by the teams. They were over there, oh, the only reason, not what I was looking for, but I was just saying, just make note of that. That if they coordinate that, there have been, I sent a request that one of our schools sent to Mark Grabovich at the NCHSA asking, because they ordered their uniforms and not come in. And they want to wear they didn't have their home white, so they were going to wear their orange jersey. I think I sent that over to the referee, but then that same day that the AD called me, tell me that the uniforms had come in. They do that, certain things. I don't approve that. That's a state. So what you don't want to do is, hey, so when they say they did this, that's no problem. Just send that information to me, I'll pass it on. Last year I got a couple of requests the day before. I just send them a sample format to send to the state. And every time I do that, most of them withdraw. We didn't make those rules. We just have to inform them. When they don't do that, because they tell me, I would send the referee and or the crew, going on at the time, I would send you a text message informing you that Team A will be in their visitors uniform and Team B will wear white. But all I want you to, when you as the referee, as the officiating crew, just ensure that one's in contrast colors. One's in white, one in contrast colors. That being said, again, let's tighten up on the uniform violations. There's one team played 4 games already, and 2 of their numbers in the book. They had a number 6, they had a number 6 and a number 8. It was into their they was in the 5th game before they got how that happened. I don't know. So illegal numbers. I say numbers, a digit. If you have a 6, 7, 8, or 9 on that uniform shirt, it's illegal. 16, 29, 37, whatever number, any combination. You can't have a 6, 7, 8, or 9. One day we had the number 0 and 00. Both were on the same team. Whenever in the game, same time. The official let me know, look, he didn't inform and let them in the game. And that's right. Get down to middle school. Numbers are the numbers. And remember now, you cannot play with illegal equipment. So they can't play. They can take some masking tape, electrical tape, whatever. and make the number legal. However they want to do it. And again, we can't play with illegal equipment. We just make sure let's start doing that. And the things when you find out doing pregame, it's administrative technical, those type things. There's several in that case where they had 6 and 8. You're gonna get one technical foul. Right? That's before the game. Once the game starts now, it's different. Okay. Remember who gets access to technical foul, administrative technical, it's no problem. It's during the game, they're participating, the penalties towards the coaching box, who gets it, whether it be the bench, the player. I'll send some things out today to make sure that you look at that table to see who you access the technical foul to, and whether the coach loses coaching box privileges. Okay, and talking about the coaching box. Again, as they honor the coaching box, it should be marked. You don't have to go from they should go down from the end line, 28 feet, and they put a piece of tape there away from the court. Okay, on toward the bench. All right, that's it. They must have the X. That's a mandatory on the floor. That's where right at the division line, way off the court. Again, the possession error, they need one on the table. Now, it's been several schools that I went in, we've picked up probably in the last 2 weeks. That we have Alpha Academy, Emra Charter School in Elizabethtown, a private high school in Southern Pines, the name of Father Vincent Capodanno, but they play their games. And the last two, some play the games off-site. So don't just make sure you're looking there. It'll say, when you accept the game, it'll tell you the address where the game is. It might be the home team. Maybe a couple of schools do not play at their school. So if you look up, like we have Riverside Christian Academy, they actually play the games at Highland Presbyterian Church. So I'll try to compiling a list those people that play off-site. The timeliness, if you're gonna, I constantly say, if you're gonna be late, the referee should not be calling me, asking me, are you still on the game? Do you have your number? Do I have your number? Have I heard from you? That's common courtesy. You're gonna be late to the pregame, show some common courtesy over the referee. I guess other thing I would probably have to start doing is looking and see before you as a referee, your number public. Okay. There's new officials on the middle school games. The referees, you have veteran referees, they're there to help you. We had a situation where individuals laid after the game, the referees stood out with them, showed them how to make his more public, all those different things. Again, guys, everybody here, I have no game where you're going to officiate by yourself. I got several calls this week about starting a varsity game with 2 people. Of course, we can start a JV game. There's only certain schools that use 3 for a JV game. So just on this call, I'll tell you, we can start JV with 2 persons. If you're going to do that, I will still ask that you send me a text. Notify me. Again, things happen. Someone's en route. You're starting with 2. That third person may be on their way. Something could have happened. I have informed the school there's going to be 3 people there, and they're going to pay 3 people to be there. And that third person, we don't want to get in a situation where, because my thing is they not going to make it. I try to reach out to them. I will get a replacement for them, because that's what I've told them. And I will have 3 people on that particular game. Again, you're going to start, but the thing is, we can't start a varsity game. I say that, Matt goes, it's only all the varsity games I have are 3 persons. girls game, can we start with it? We know sometimes the competition is not going to be, it's not going to be a competitive game. That's not understanding. Anytime you want to start a varsity game with less than 3 people, especially when it requires, I think it's only one Cornerstone Christian Academy, which is the only thing I think I have where they also have 2 on a varsity game.
Hey, Errol,
yes.
you have a question by Mr. Chris Leggett.
Go ahead, Chris.
Yeah, Earl.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Once you was talking about the uniforms, and I've noticed several games, private and public schools, the undershorts, or the under, whether it's pressure shorts or undershorts. There's a lot of them. They got different colors, and I think we need to clean that up. You know, I mean, they're not black, they're not white, they're not beige. Some of them, they like all different colors. And of course, I'm not seeking that out, but when they warm it up, we should pick that up.
Again, Chris, that's, now you do have a question, that's just your comment you're gonna make.
I just need clarification as far as
okay.
Are
The
they
rule
considered underwears or undershorts?
Okay, anything, if you can see it, again, guys, you can see it. I went to a game and I saw the same thing. If they're playing in the game, you should not be able to see it. If they're on the 3 colors he just mentioned, black, white, beige. Okay, you can see it. They're playing with it. Someone say, well, I'm gonna put up whatever it is in the course of play should not come where you can see it. It can't be multicolors. I don't want to call the number of the team. I was at a game and I saw that. Again, I kind of always tell the athletic director to inform the coach. That's what it is. And if whatever that undergarment is, I mean, that compression short, the rest of the team has to be what? The same color. Okay. Anybody have any questions about what he's referring to when he says the compression? So it's not the leg sleeve, it's the compression shorts. It's like boxers or anything else. When they can, you can see them beneath their shorts when they're playing in the course of play. Most of them practice with them. They know. And now the emphasis, what the style was previously, that they would have the baggy shorts. Now they're having the shorter shorts. They're rolling the pants up. And so again, and you can see the undergarments. You can't see them. We don't go looking for it. All right. But they must be black, white, beige. I mean, all the headbands, arm sleeves, neck sleeves, whatever color, unless not talking about a base, and then they must be the same color for all members on the team. We don't tell individuals about who changes. If it's 2 in white and 1 in black, we don't say, look, you need to change. Say they all must be the same color. Okay. Did get a call from an athletic director. Guess one was a middle school and one was high school, about officials coaching the players. You know, one of them was, I was going to talk about masks a little later, but I'll talk about it right now. The mask policy, a lot of things out there on mask policy. I want to make sure, so anybody got any questions about the mask, we're going to talk about it right now. There are 2 different things, basically. It's a mask mandate. It's a mask mandate where everyone wears a mask. That means you got to wear a mask on the court, on the bench, in the gym, everybody. Mask mandate is for everyone. Officials, players. The other thing is you don't have to wear a mask while you actively participating. Either one of those scenarios that you go, there's only ones I know about. Either everybody got to wear a mask or it's optional, And that's optional. If it's optional, if you don't have to wear a mask because of it, if you're actively participating, the officials can wear a mask all the time. The players can wear a mask. So if you summon a player in the game And they can, of course, they can remove it because it's optional. It's optional. You don't instruct the player to take the mask off. I got a call during the game on Friday night that the official told the player to remove their mask. All right. Some, if they want to wear it under their chin, they want, because again, some will, for some officials, you have your mask in your pocket, back pocket, front pocket, or you have your wear your gaiter, and when doing timeouts, doing different things, coach talks to you, you put it on. Same thing with them. When they go to the bench, instead of go looking for the mask, they'll have it on their chin. They can, then they'll just put it up and they sit on the bench. Okay, so do not direct a player as they come into the game to remove their mask. All right, now when we have mandatory masks, oh, you're one of those, you're in Moore County or Hope County as of right now, and they all have to wear a mask. We don't direct them ever to take it off. We can remove them from the game if they don't comply with the mask mandate. As far as when I say warn them, that's just, I believe in ask them. And look, you just inform them. Look, the mask has to cover both the nose and the mouth to be worn properly. Okay. So again, anybody got a question about, hey, now from Harnett County, Sampson County, Layton County, Columbus County, Robertson County, Cumberland County, all are under the, if you're actively participating. Just found out on Friday, well, yesterday, one county said the teams decide. No, the team doesn't decide. The LEA says, hey, if you're actively participating, you don't have to wear a mask. That's it. It's optional for the referees. All right. It's only for the on-court person. Now, if there's, you notice, next times when you call timeout, you're looking at the bench. You can't help to see. You're going to look at the team. You're looking across. You see the people, the individuals on the bench. You see the coach. You see other people in the stands. Spectators not wearing a mask. Just shoot me a note. Don't go get engaged in that. The only person I would say, if you want to talk to you, is the game day administrator. You can make it up. Again, leave that alone. Let me deal with that. Okay. But if a player is in non-compliance, you can direct them to leave. And the coach is there. Once, at some point in the game, the coach, you're going to have some, you're going to talk to the coach. You're going to talk to the coach prior to the game. You ask him, is this player's legal and properly equipped? Ask him to help you out in sportsmanship. Well, you're going to work hard for them, whatever the case may be. But at the time, you're going to tell the coach, hey, help us by being in compliance with the mask protocol. And that's all you ask. But then when you speak to the coaches, you have your mask on, especially if you're outside. You know, you're not social distance. But now, if this is a mandatory mask game or location where you are, that's when we would do the first dead ball under 4 minutes. Okay? It says, so if you're at a game, if it's an official's timeout, it's your call. It should not be a 4-0. It says under 4 minutes. You know what I mean? At 4 minutes. We do not stop live ball. We do not stop the game. If at some point, someone on this call, and it may be your first game, you're in that mask, you went the full time, and you need a break. At that time, you can call official timeout. And don't look, hey, that's what it is, an official timeout. Okay, it's not, hey, when you report it, because again, if a coach calls the timeout, the first dead ball, coach calls timeout at 3:59, just ensure you report that to the table. You don't point to the team, don't put it as, hey, that's an official's timeout. And you, whoever reporting it, as you look to the they start writing it down and doing it in your pregame. Tell them, because they're writing to one side of that piece of paper. You make sure they don't charge that. Okay. Hey, there's nothing wrong with doing it. You kind of push the table up. Not charged to neither team. That is one to yourself. That is an official's timeout. And they go back and sort on, hey, you're gonna kind of reiterate to the coach. I'm gonna tell them what they got one left. Hey, do it when he's out. Because that was your last time out. So again, preventive officiating is to make sure because and some coaches know that. So what they do, first dead ball on 3, they'll call a timeout. They have 5. And once they call one spectators, other people, the other coach, they hear him call timeout 6 or 7 times in a game. That's why you got to make sure that both, even though we only have one official book there, we're going to use primarily the home book. If there's a big problem, we designate the other team. They both in the same information. Talked about it a little bit at the on-court clinic and at Lumberton on the 5th last week about going there. Some practice that at the end of every quarter. Once the teams go to the side, the referee gives the ball either to the U1 or U2, and he runs over there to kind of make sure, look, are we good on the team fouls? Are we good on the score? Hey, do we have any questions? Hey, question error. It's kind of preventive officiating. I mean, go over there. You don't have to have a clinic or anything else and go through a lot of stuff. Just make sure they both in the same. Then you go back over to your position, bounce you the ball, and get ready to put it back. But just make sure you verify that with the timeouts. And you keep up with them because it's easy if you do it from quarter to quarter and you get into a situation in the 4th quarter. And now we have a discrepancy. All right. Anybody got any questions on the mask? I know some situations have come up. Direct them out of the game. Again, I will say to that because it came up on the 5th. You direct someone to leave the game, can't be brought back in on a timeout if you directed them to leave. Okay, but once you say, hey, they must leave, the only way they can come back is what? Time has to be removed from the clock. The time clock has to, hey, they can't go out at 1:25 and then call a timeout, another thing, successive timeout by the other team, still come in. Time has to off the clock before they can come back in the game. Any questions on at all about the mask? But let's get that straight because this week it's going to be because I guess the other caveat was some schools from their LEA, New Hanover County, I think Pender County, and no Pender's in our actually in the Waccamaw in our conference. Pender and Trash with all the 4 South Columbus, I should say, Columbus County teams. South Columbus, West Columbus, East Columbus, and Whiteville. Now, their LEA says even when they're on the road, they have to wear masks. So if you it's not a mask mandate for us. And what they wanted, I think one of the teams came over to, I think Target came to Jack Britt. And hey, just because you got to wear a mask all the time, they thought the referees should. And again, they're wearing a mask. We still have to honor what? The first dead ball under 4 minutes. Okay. That's their LEA, even though we play by the rules of the LEA. So, I mean, that's, and like I say, I'll get clarification from the NCHSA office tomorrow, but that's how I want to do it. And I think we have one of the teams in our county. I think one of the teams are playing in our tournament. I'll get clarification right now because, hey, that's unfair to those individuals who wear the mask the whole time. They're playing here and their LEA still tells them, look, they must wear a mask. Regardless of where you go, is their policy. They're going to come back in their home. So they're going to do that. So in saying that, we would do that unless I tell you, send an email out, and I'll do that before Wednesday. I'll get an answer from, I think I didn't know that they had a mandatory mask even on the road. I'm the county initiative did that in the spring. They said, no matter what, wherever you go, I'm the county, they're not doing it now. That's the only caveat, I think, to this. Or I move forward. Any other questions on the mask? Okay. All right. Make sure you take yours, because you can go somewhere and things can change. Hey, I'll verify, like right now, Moore County, Hope County are the counties that are having one mayor mass during the entire game. I have a lot of different scenarios when we come out blocking schools. Some people didn't, on the call now, didn't officiate when they went to mass. So you do not, I said, then you not want to, but I'm making assignments and everything else. Those are considerations. But I shouldn't. Everybody didn't work when we had a mask mandate. So if you want, I will try not to. When I say, because I know it's a difference, and I say I will not to, and I will try not to. Send you to areas like that if all possible. That's one of you. If you have some pre-existing conditions, you don't want to do. It's not at schools, but schools in that area. I would take that into consideration. Just shoot me a text and say, I prefer. It's the difference. I prefer not to, and I will not. Okay. This is all about fairness. The same thing. Some of these schools that had blocks, you blocked them, or they block you, or however that worked. It's times where if you want to work, it came up a situation this week. I called it an official and said, look, notice this is a block. Can I get a sense of it? If you have a conflict of interest, something totally different. Someone that goes to that school, participate on that sport at that school, relatives and all that things. If it's something I run up on, now if I call it next year, that's what I'm asking about. I want to assess that, because I want to say no one wants to see the same person, same crew of officials over and over. Trying to keep everybody pretty much close to home as much as I can. At the same time, to get you professionally developed as far as using people in 2-person and 3-person. Again, I'm going to train you to the 3-person, because that's what most people can involved in sports to work at this highest level. And once you do 3 persons, that's the highest level you're going to get. And whether it's next level, whether regionally or professionally, they work 3-person. So we're going to train to that. They're awesome. A lot of 2-person games. Middle school. Yeah. Middle school starts at 4 o'clock. Predominantly, most of them start at 4. Or as early as 2:30, 3:30, 4, and 4:15. If you have that game, now I'm going to use varsity officials. I say that seasoned veteran varsity officials kind of help. My thing is, I want you to show the young officials and new officials what right looks like. So if you assign a middle school JV assignment, work that just like you do all your other assignments. All right. You know what your capabilities are. You know what you've done. Some of you got extensive resumes. You go to that game, I want you to get the same type of effort and attention to that game. All right. Because I was not pleased with some people that, oh, you're going to get the calls right. You're going to do those things. I know it's not judgment. The effort is clearly not there. I mean, but again, those individuals that are working with you, I mean, they're learning to look, if I apply myself, if I do my thing, my performance, someone there, not only because it's like I say, everybody has some on tape. And again, you can help those, not only the players, but the game itself, but especially even some of those coaches, they don't know the rules, don't know this. You can answer. It's not really what you call sometimes, it's what you can and cannot explain. You have a vast amount of knowledge and can know how to handle coaching and everything else. And I can't really, at this point, especially as season just starting, you new officials out there and expect a certain type of result. Put you out there, that game, not going to be on a routine basis except for availability. Some of you have a lot of availability. And again, it's not gonna affect your varsity schedule or anything like that. But so at times I will have you work a lower level assignment. Now assignments are changing. I had on just on yesterday, there was a varsity or JV varsity assignment, and they didn't have a JV, changed it to varsity only. You get a games like that. Some of you will do very well outside in these outlying areas because you all know you're tied to your communities. Don't know, some teams started off the season with the JV girls. They no longer have a JV. Some trying to go back. They say they're gonna try to, after the holidays, go back to the JV. So if you have an assignment, you have there, and you know they don't have a JV, there's nothing wrong with just saying, hey, send me a note, or they don't have a JV, or this was publicized. And because again, I say some of those areas like Trask, Pender, the schools in Deuce, Charter, those that we got Carolina Conference. We have 6 teams in the conference, only 2 belong to us. What I mean, home, we got 40 out of another area. In Union Pines, Southern Lee County. So when that changes, some play all 4 games at one site. Now, if that's kind of tough. Some of these schools have not been doing that. They don't do a good job of, hey, you don't know how to do the running clock and different things. So guess what? When you just got a game start at 4, 5:15, 6:30, and 8 o'clock, that's hard on the administration, but also hard on some of you. And I say that because if the game that's supposed to start at 8 o'clock, then start about 8:20, 8:30, that makes a late night. Okay, so the game starts more than, I'll say, 15 minutes late. I mean, just shoot me an email, or shoot me a text. Look, we didn't get on the court. Hey, that, because I kind of tell the administration that the game, because I asked them to do the same thing. They're not going to start the game on time. I asked them to let me know, and I'll let you know. Okay, so we're trying to. I hope that was just all right. But on the game times, I got a call the other day. It was one of the schools where they told me the game was going to start at 4:30, but really it's going to start at 5 o'clock. It did. Both the AD did the right thing. He called. Both the official called me, and the AD called. Said, I got this here set up again. A lot of schools, a lot of different things. We got some COVID issues, and most of the things has not been COVID related. Just to be honest with you, I mean, that's a lot of changes. Basketball, I had some yesterday, had some today. We got to still make some for tomorrow, make some for Tuesday. Let's talk about the schedule a little bit. Schedule, what I've done, all the games, and it's going to be, I know I got 2 games I got to deal with as soon as I get off the call. Games are assigned until Tuesday, Monday and Tuesday. Upson County Shootout starts on Wednesday, the 15th. The Cumberland County Schools Holiday Tournament starts on Thursday. Robertson County Tournament is from the 15th to the 18th. They're playing at 4 different sites each night. So I'll say the 15th, the 16th, 17th. On the 18th, all their games are going to be at UNCP, University of North Carolina at Pembroke, beginning at 10 o'clock. 10, 12, 2, 4, 6, and 8. Those games are on the master calendar. The Cumberland County tournament, which starts on Thursday, is 4 different sites, 4 different high schools. They'll play all 3 days, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, at those sites. The addition being the last day on Saturday, they will play 4 games at Fayetteville State. Now they're gonna play 3 games that Saturday at each one of those schools. So they'll play a game the first game is at 10:30 in the morning, 10:30, 12 o'clock, and 1:30. Now I have that out there. And what I do when I put those schedules out there and I sign your game at 10:30 in the morning, you're gonna come back in. Now I want to sign that today. I want to publish that by tomorrow. What I've done in saying that is this. I work from the championship game backwards. Just being transparent here. That so when I signed the championship game, and all the games at Fayetteville State are championship games. 2 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 6 and 8. You got 4 championship games. On Saturday at UNCP, they have 2 championship games, 6 o'clock and 8 o'clock. So it's gonna be, so that day is 3 championship girls games with Fayetteville State, 1 at UNCP. There's 3 championship games, boys games, 2 at Fayetteville State, 1 at UNCP. Now, I want to see people work. And I'm gonna tell you, if you have not worked, if you have not received an assignment up to this point, and there's a couple of people that have not, all right, just shoot me a text. There's a reason, okay? Some people, I've signed games that still have not completed all their requirements. When I say that, their requirements, whether it be the concussion course, I just talked to the NCHSA office on Friday, they'll have people who have not finished the concussion course. You got a concussion course. I got a couple people who have not paid $31 to the state for the insurance. Several have not paid $20 for the local association, SSOA. Some haven't paid the booking fee. Now, if you've had a game, I know you have the ability to do all that, to pay all of it. But you gotta have 2 things when you talk about paying somebody. You gotta have the ability and the willingness. So an officer is telling me you don't have the willingness to pay. Okay. Now the concussion course and all those things, that's part of requirements. And everybody, so if you don't meet that criteria as of tomorrow, I mean, if you don't meet that, especially the concussion course and those things with the state, I had our last scrimmages we held was on this past Wednesday at Spring Hill Middle School. So the scrimmages, the local clinics where you're getting credit for now, and I'm gonna say most of these, John Owens will tell you he's gonna post these on either today, sometime next week. Clinics, you can go back and listen to the clinics, do those things. I have no issue because I still have time for you to make up the clinics. You got to do that during the season. But when I get to January, after this holiday period, I'm only going to go forward with the people that's doing what they're supposed to do. All right. Some people have said they are willing to work every day. And it's not going to always be that way. But again, I want those individuals who are doing the work to get the benefits. I spend more time with the NCHSA office and the coaches and other things. It's the same individuals, not the people that are late, that's what it seems like I'm doing when I look at it. Because again, Columbus Christian, we got a lot of basketball to play, especially not everybody's playing the next 2 weeks. From the 15th to the 30th, a lot of basketball, but most of this is all varsity basketball, and they're all tournaments. You have a couple of people that are playing some JVs, but I want to get as many people coached up and ready to do varsity games. All right, and then I would like to get as many people experience doing the Christmas tournament. But again, I need your, I'm just saying, I need you to do what you're supposed to do. You do what you're supposed to do. Trust me, I'm gonna do what I'm supposed to do. Okay, so so if you get an assignment and it's for Saturday, 6 o'clock at UNCP or 8 o'clock, that's not the only games you have. Okay, I'm working for the championship. I don't want you to be, if you're gonna be working that 8 o'clock game on Saturday night, or the 6 o'clock game, or one of those games at Fayetteville State on Saturday, I might want you to see the same team. So I'm just careful about who I put you. Okay? You get a game for that, just accept the games that you get. Okay, accept the game. Some of them are going to be, I got to look at the bracket extensively and make sure, because if you blocked out somebody, you block out a site. In the Robertson County tournament, they're going to play games where at certain sites that the team home school won't even be playing. So you may have a block for Fairmont, and their games at Fairmont's going to play at London. So I got to take those things into consideration. And I know I changed someone. Everybody, hey, look, if I change you from an assignment, you go from one varsity game to another assignment, just only a different location. Don't just assume you've done something wrong. Because if you've done something wrong, you're not gonna get another. Not that night, right? Sometimes it's for a different reason, especially during tournament play. All they had the first day for the 15th, I know who's playing everybody in Robeson County. And on the 15th, the only games I have right now on the 15th, high school, I think I have many private school, is the Robeson County tournament. You know, most of the schools get out on the 16th or 17th. Some private schools are already out for the holiday period already. So again, you get a game, got TBA, and just understand, if I change you, it's because matchups or someone else blocks. Okay, I'm gonna do it's Saturday, October 1st. It's easy for to do. I know who I want to work in the championship contest. Okay, saying that, my expectation is, look, that's a good indication of where I see you now, and when I see you where you're going forward. Have a game on Saturday. A lot of people gonna work Saturday because that's the final day. That's championship day. Whether you got a game at 10 o'clock in the morning, at 10:30 in the morning. All right. But if you're not, that's those, again, look at your blocks. The first games are at 10 o'clock on Saturday morning, Saturday. Start at 10 o'clock, start at 10:30. Now, I'll have the other games loaded for Clinton, Anson County, Anson High School, East Columbus, West Bladen. They all have, we got 5 other, and Pinecrest. Some of them are having boys tournament only, some boys and girls. I have some more tournaments starting on the 22nd. There's a regular season game on the 23rd. So do your blocks. When you do your blocks, do them for the entire time, from 15 to 30 for the holidays. Anybody got any questions about the holiday tournaments? Okay. The next thing I'll tell you, now we are the co-sponsor, like we, Southeastern Sports Official Association, not just Southeastern Basketball. We are the co-sponsors for Cumberland County Southeastern Sports Official Association Holiday Tournament, Holiday Classic. What I will solicit for, tonight, is on Saturday at Fayetteville State. There's 4 championship games. During those 4 championship games, so we have 8 teams. I will have one person who's going to work from, say, the first 2 games, 12 and 2, as overall in charge of, like, say, the facility. Another person can take the last 2 games. During that time frame, I will ask, we're going to run it like we do the Eastern Regional Basketball Championships, where we'll have chaperone for each team. Those are 8 teams. The girls play at 2 and 6. Boys play at 4 and 8. I will have asked the 2 volunteers, and they can be any sport, soccer, football, baseball, softball, but we're going to have them come out and help run the tournament. All I ask that, hey, if you can volunteer your time on Saturday at Fayetteville State University, and you can work whatever the time frame may be. I'll put it out in the email today, and tell you what I'd like for you to do. But we take that's an opportunity we get to recruit officials, and also it's a community involved thing. So it's something that we, go out and do. We've been doing it, and it's been a good opportunity to do as we work with the Cumberland County schools and all the schools. There are 32 teams in that tournament, 16 girls teams and 16 boys. And Cumberland County only has 10. So we got 12, and that don't mean everybody's not bringing the boys and girls. You can look at that bracket. If you look at the day on the 16th, it has the first day. Those are all the different teams. And after that, we don't know who's winning. So you want to look at the master calendar, or you can just look at Google. CCS Holiday Classic. It'll tell you all the teams. We go to NC Prep Sports, and they got it listed as well. We'll do that. what we're gonna do this year. And I've got to reach out to other supervisors. I don't know if Ernest is on the line here, but I know JJ is on the line, the vice chairman of the association, as well as the regional supervisor for Cross. We're gonna honor those state championship crews that work volleyball, soccer, and football at halftime each one of those games. I mean that when I get with the regional supervisors, whether we do volleyball at 2 o'clock, the football at 8 o'clock, soccer at 6 o'clock, we're gonna work that out. We're gonna bring them out on court and help recognize those. Right now, within the way we are structured now, we don't have really that many opportunities to meet in person. So they're gonna have that. It gives us an opportunity. It's more timely. In fact, we had the state championship yesterday, and our Southeastern had a football game at UNC Chapel Hill, led by basketball official Frank Johnson as a referee. And we had Tommy Brickman, Chris Williams, Anthony Ferguson. We had 4 basketball officials on that state championship crew that worked there. So we're going to bring them out and recognize them. We're going to do that at the games. Also, like I say, I'll be sending an email out. If you can come out and volunteer your time, preferably those individuals who want to come out and see what it's like. Because trust me, your hard work and everything else, you're going to be working this on one day. That's the way you come out there and people can see you doing something positive. Okay. So I will tell you about the dress code and everything else, what you use. Now, during the holiday tournaments on Saturday, on championship day, we will be wearing our dress like we do as a postseason, like a championship. That is championship day. Okay. So if you want to work that day, that's how we're going to dress. I mean, on the games on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, you can go still business casual. For the most part, even you can go there partially dressed, as far as partial uniform. Okay, but on Saturday we would dress like, hey, we're gonna be like they play like champions. We're gonna officiate like them. We're gonna go there. We're gonna be in coat and tie, mark turtleneck. That's because we work. All the games I say at Favorite State gonna be championship games. At UNCP is gonna be the same thing. Okay, I don't know. I'll talk to the county AD there. They're gonna have a hospitality room. And in Favorite State, they will not. They will have, for those individuals, they probably have a box lunch or something for them because of social distancing. Remember now, that's Favorite State. That is not a facility that's owned by the county school system. Some of the schools that you go to this week for both during the tournament, starting the 15th, they will have a hospitality suite. Again, guys, if you're not game day official, if you're not working that game that night, that is not for you. Okay, so we don't want people to come down and we're not, especially at the school at the day that you're over at UNCP. You have a game that day. It doesn't matter how early. Some people get there real early and watch several games before, come in and then watch games after. Still, you're a game day official. But if you're not working on that day, hey, just don't go in. And that's on the honor system. They have a list of people, and I've told them, instruct them. That's what I do. Because some people kind of come in and just hang around. And saying that because of what it is, but I don't know exactly how they're gonna operate that. I'll get more information this week. Now, anybody got any questions else on the holiday tournaments? No. Let me go here. Did Mr. McCray come up? Get done?
No, sir. Not
Okay.
that I've seen.
Okay. Now I got a good thing here on text. Now, when I talk about the arbiter, one of the things is that when I look at your assigned you games, and some of y'all have been assigned games, and if you decline the game, you receive an assignment. Now, hey, when I'm working through, hey, you can't work after 5, you can't do something after 6. You don't want. I mean, I didn't. If I could block out some things and show you, like, some of the things. Some people don't want to work private schools. Some people don't want to work with 3 or 4, 5, 6 people. Then you don't work here. You don't want to, hey, you turn back in. Again, you're not really, you're just creating a lot of work for me. Okay. You have someone at a school, if you have a basketball, yeah, I have to figure it out. I say that because I can, you know, that's one thing. Some of you don't, you send me a text and tell me when you can't. I mean, every time I get to assign games, Auburn would tell me when I put assignments, like right now, if you just pick team, Senate versus Westover playing Westover, that games come up. When I hit the word assign, it'll show me all the people that are available. I mean, and I put in, I don't want to see someone, and you have, if you work with that partner, I put somebody in. I put Leon Price, all right? Then I get ready to say, okay, I'm gonna put Hush Evans with him. It will tell me Hush Evans not gonna be there. If you work with that individual in the last 3 weeks, if you work that school in the last 3 weeks, you will not even be eligible. Sometimes they show me I have like 5 officials to choose from, don't meet all the criteria. We build some algorithms in there, says, I don't want you to go to that particular school or work with another person because now we don't have crews. So a lot of things goes in now. And then when I assign you the game, if you haven't blocked it, they haven't blocked you, it shows up. Okay. And when I have to go from that to potential officials with certain, now I can tell when certain people have, like middle school, I'll say whether it's Robertson County, Richmond County, because all the individuals, if they don't use Auburn, you're all blocked out. So, okay, you must be working for somebody else. I try to assign you a game. You'll say you got games in another group. Some people here work from Fort Bragg, whether it's other people, and that's, you're an independent contractor. But again, that's how when I go through and see that. Some people, I may ask, so I'm trying to say, I'm trying to get as many people on the floor as I can now. Because some conversations have started, but we're gonna get in the heart of it when we start January. Okay, so if you don't have an assignment, I will tell you why, right? And I got a text here and they're asking, I will tell you, hey, that's why I make the master calendar accessible. I make it accessible because I want you to, because if you're not going to tell me about the Auburn, I should be able to look at the Auburn and tell me when you want to work. It tells me, because it'll show you available, but when I give you an assignment, then you decline it with what you think is a valid reason, I have no problem with that. Then I know what, I have to go back. Now I got to go back and do that again. When I say that, it's not, you creating only work for me. But another, so again, I want you to develop during the season. That's why I try to get people early on scrimmages and different things. I met 2 or 3 people for the first time on this Wednesday at a middle school scrimmage because I want to see your work. I want to make sure I'm putting you on the right level game. If I give you a game and your A game is not good enough, that game, I feel like I fail you. If you at your best cannot handle that game, that means you're not ready. That means I would. And my job is to put you out there to succeed. I mean, especially if it's in 3 person, it's some of you I can put Daryl Jenkins and I can put anybody, Caldwell. Some of y'all can put one person, I don't care what level, and they'll get through the game. But it can be difficult. They're going to work very hard trying to get you through. I don't want to do that. I don't like to guess. All right. Hope is not a method for me. I don't hope it go right. Something happens in the game. That's okay. Like that, not ordinary. When I make the assignment, there should be no doubt in my mind that you can handle the game. Okay. But again, I will, if you text me already about that, hey, I want you to look at the calendar. I'm gonna look again. My job is to get you on the court. It's just much worse. I try not to send you a long way or just do a JV game. Let's do one game, but at times it's going to be that way because, again, I'm not going to take you off a game if you already have a game that day. I notified this cancel a game. I had a varsity game tomorrow. Those guys going to Village Christian. I got it going to the football game yesterday early in the morning. That's canceled. I got 2 other games I got to just they cancel game. All right, sometimes you all ask me, I don't ask cancel so many, change so many. I don't really care why they cancel it. My job is once they cancel it, you got to find you another game on that day. Now that's what I do, is that you had a game, you get canceled, something that comes up available. Not that I need you to work. It might be easier to find someone else that's closer, but you've already made arrangements in my mind. You've made arrangements to work that particular day. And I try to get you to work. If you lose the game, and I say lose it, that due to no fault of your own, we still got almost every day I got somebody turn back a game for something. And some people tell me, I'm gonna keep my stuff with me. And then time I call, hey, the only day you don't have it is that day. I call you, and it's here. It's just around 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock. Especially if I don't leave a message, that means I was calling you because I need you to fill in somewhere. And they've called. The checks, you'll have your checks by Wednesday. All the games we've worked so far, I do so you'll have this Wednesday, I think by Friday again, and hopefully we're all on the 23rd. I think that's the last. We don't have any games on the 24th till that following Monday. I think till the 24 games. So everybody gonna be paid up for all the games. Hopefully we'll have when we start the season off, because I got informed on Thursday last week. I sent a check out on February 24th of 2021. Somebody received a check last week. I mean, that's an aberration bill. And they had a zip code on there. That's what happened. They sent checks, doing those things, trying to get it worked out with the arbiter so we can have the same system we do for NCHSA schools. Is what we're going to do here. Work that through the private schools. That's been it's been difficult. That's my goal. Is where we won't have a situation. All right. The schools the new schools that I added, I'll add them to the list. We still have I owe you is the HR, because we still add some different schools. And your assignment, if you have a game and you look there and if it's zeros, there's no game that I'll sign other than in scrimmage. We have zeros. Okay. So if it's $61, if it's 76, 64, 105, 111.50, whatever the case is, that's what it is for that level. I know sometimes you see we don't know what the terminology mean. JV boys too, varsity tournament, varsity girls, varsity boys. If it's a JV varsity game, you're gonna get varsity fee. Middle school JV, you're gonna get JV. You got games at 2 different levels, you're gonna get our pay. All right, whatever that's gonna be. But by all means, it's a couple of times. I mean, we have things schools owe. I will get that to you. We're gonna get. I told them, hey, there's gonna be no excuse for you not to. If you've been good, if you're not on the naughty list, you get what you get your rightly amount you've earned through the arbiter and through your basketball. I mean, what I tell those that pay on site, I've asked them, except for, I mean, the only school I know that plays don't write a check or the arbiter pay is the New Life. They pay cash, and I still have. I delivered one of the 105, but I still have 2 individuals I can get their money to when they at their next games they work this week. Because I tell the AD, if the officials leave without being paid, call me. All right, just like if you finish your game and you get a relief and they haven't paid you, I'm gonna tell you go chase your money. I ask you to do the same thing. You call me, because that night, and I went over to there and I got their money that night. I don't want them to. Hey, again, I told them that day what paid prior to the game, or no later than halftime, we wouldn't have this problem. Okay, that's an indicator to me it was a disconnect. That didn't happen like it's supposed to. All right, but again, once trying to, when I'm a firm believer, we never have time to do it right the first time, but we all got time to do it over. That's why I say about this. once these games go out for this week, really the only person gonna change it is gonna be you if you turn a game back, not somebody else. If it's a conflict of interest, there's a conflict, because some of y'all have blocked off certain schools, those schools advance to the tournament, you in this game, like I say, first games again that you're gonna get probably be Saturday's games, and then I'll work back, especially if I'm looking at, I gotta really study the bracket for favorite sake, for all those games gonna be championship games, a little bit easier. I got a couple of situations where, in a perfect world, I would like to say, look, we had a all-female crew yesterday at E. Smith. They have one of the championship games that way, but I'm not going to put in. They're going to be professionals. I mean, I'm going to do that just for just what I want to do, just for novelty. But again, you're gonna, whatever you earn, this is what you're gonna get. I mean, hey, but again, I've seen some good officiating. I mean, some of these teams and playing very well. Now the gyms have been crowds and spirited. Some have been over the line. Student sections coming out on the court. Hey, some of their chants are over the top, and it was the best the other day. Now, if you hear that, I mean, just very discreetly, you go over there to, again, I mean, these are kids. I mean, and let the administrator deal with that. I mean, when they get personal, they get personal with us. They travel, they make certain things, and you can't do that. They do a lot of things. But again, they make it, hey, you suck. Again, that most of us are parents or something. You don't want to talk about it, your kids that way. I mean, but tread lightly on that and say that, hey, do it discreetly, because sometimes you can express something in a manner that all it does is fuel to the fire. Okay. Again, the crowds have been fantastic. But even for the middle school games, again, I've had several middle school ADs call, and again, you can tell. I mean, I know when I sign you the game, I know what kind of performance I expect to you. I mean, that's all the time. I know a couple on the call here. They called and told me about when they said people use my name and say, Errol said this and Mr. Daniel said this. Waiver. If it doesn't sound right, you're looking at it, it just isn't it. All right. Hopefully, if I'm close enough, I'm coming to that. If I'm close enough, I think I get there before the person that, this is America. You get to confront your accuser, right? Accuse me of saying, hey, I did this. Okay. Those individuals know how I came by the gym that night. All I said, just like we go in court, point them out. Who said it? Told me. He's sitting right over there. I just made a beeline right over there and said, ask. And we got it straight. That's not what we're going to do, guys. It's the honor system. Tell them, you're not there to create a problem. You're going to keep the game safe and fair. They're going to play within the rules. It's unfair for someone, whether it's a uniform violation, or someone to say something, and let's not do that. Okay. Anybody got any questions before we get to some game situations? We have had some.
Yes, Earl, this is
Yes, sir.
Reggie.
Yes, sir.
We have not got paid for Lumberton yet.
Okay. Well, who is we? What date? So we see them at that? All right, that's okay, Reggie. I'll fix it tomorrow.
Okay.
I'll look it up. No, I'll look it up. See, I'll look it up. Now I just got a text from Mr. Henderson. He's a Fort Bragg honor. I have a tournament starting on 5 January. When will you publish your assignments for that week? He's ready. Again, on outside, now some people here, a lot of you do basketball, you do volleyball and other things. The other signers, he's getting ready to publish the games for the 5th of January. Now, it is December the 12th. I want to see the outside signers. Anthony Painter, Jason Graham's on here, other people that does, and some of you all have some other people you're signed for. I'm not in competition for that. I mean, I'll tell you, and you know where you stand. I mean, I got some guys, and because I know I would not want to assign you a game and you, okay, you accept my game, then you turn, okay, and someone gives you what you consider maybe a better deal, you're gonna turn theirs back. I don't want you to do me like that. So again, if you're an independent contractor, I will try to tell you how far I'm going out. Hey, when we get to that conference, you know, this is gonna be a good indicator. The first indicator, some of you have gotten the games, some of them not gotten as many. You know what level. I will tell you, you are what your schedule say you are. Okay. Not necessarily where I want you to be. It's been person on this call here, didn't work no varsity games till January last year. You know, all they worked after that was varsity. When you go out there, you're putting some on tape. All right. I will tell you what I want, where I want you to be. Right. If you're working varsity game, pay attention to your schedule, the position that you're working. You should be able to see what I'm trying to do for you and what I want you to do. Okay. Now, when I answer him, because he's saying right now, and I think he sent an email out to about he's going to sign games. I'm not asking anybody on this phone, on this call, to ever turn somebody's game back for work the game that I'm assigning. Okay. But you know what you want to do. Okay. I would just answer his message. My first time I put it out, I'm going through his head. Because I really don't get into that. Okay. Not what I like to do. But I want you to, like, say, honor your commitments, me, anyone else. I will answer in that. But I know they have some at Fort Bragg. They have some weekend tournaments sometimes that other people that have signed. Again, I want you to work it just like you work in an assignment. That says something about you, who you are. Okay. But again, that's why I say, hey, if you open up, I had somebody this week who's planning to do something out of town. Hey, look, hey, I'm gonna change. When you do that, that helps me. Because under the coaches and the players, they want the best official on all their games. They want somebody who can do the job. They don't want to hear about this first time you were at a tournament. They don't want that. Again, I'm not gonna give them that. So when I put you out there, I want you to work that game. All right. So if you, again, the tournament, I tell you what days they are. You do that, but all of it going to be done. I say I would do Saturday, then I'm gonna do Wednesday. What's the first 2 ain't going. So don't think if you get a game Saturday, that's all you got. Don't think you got to get a Wednesday. That's all you got. But Wednesday is set because those are the first. Wednesday and Thursday will be the easiest days. I mean, as far as I putting who's based on your availability. After that, it's the TVA. It's I got to look at other factors. Okay, now it's just gonna make some games still at maybe it'll just cancel. But Freedom, I got to add some games there because they just sent me a text yesterday. They got 4 or 5. I think they just think of games they can do. They still calling trying to get games before the holiday season's over. So it'll be some additions and everything else. But now I'm not above. You're not going to get 3 games in a row at one particular place. But if you got a 2:30 game, you make as long as you got time to, I think, physically fit enough that you can recover and go somewhere else. They have. If you hurt, now I've been kind of pleased with those veteran officials that told me, look, Errol, look, hurt. I'm down for this week. Look, I come back. If you just be honest, all right? Then if you got to, hey, I'll get you in on a 1-game set, whatever the case may be. Because now on that Saturday at UNCP, everybody on Saturday, all the games except for the games 10:30 in the morning that signed those 4 schools in Cumberland County, we have 2 games. You'll have a game 10:30 and 12. Those will be the only game people that are working back to back. I mean, you get a tournament game where you have 2 games. Then at 1:30, 2 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 6 o'clock, they'll all be 1 games. So when you get the game, if you don't know, it's no 1 game you're gonna get for $111. So if you get, that's a 2-game set. Okay, again, I need to put that out. But again, now what's embarrassing is if I give you a tournament game and you'll get a signed tournament game and you're prepared. I mean, that is show up late. You come, you don't have your pants, you forget your shoes, do something like that. Because your partners, or anybody else coming to the game, what they look at. Well, this person not even doing what they're supposed to do, and they're doing what? They're getting these cavities. I've had that happen on my watch. Now I was at the place where it happened. Then when that individual didn't get in the post game, post tournament games, I say that post after the conference tournament and playoff games, they're no longer in the association. See, again, that's why I have a problem. Is that, hey, look, so I don't know what they expected me to do, but that happened. That's happened. So again, if you get to work in the tournament, like I say, I expect you. I mean, didn't get a phone call. I mean, do the things you're supposed to do. Okay. Anybody got an administrator before we get to a couple of situations that happen in the game? Because we've had several. I mean, we've had some good games. Oh yeah.
Hey guys, please make sure you click in the chat and sign in for today. That way I can get your attendance. If you're on the phone, once we end, just hang on, or if you can't figure out the link, just hold on at the end and I'll put it in manually.
Anybody got any questions before? And Donna, another administrative thing is that you said you can, when are you going to post it, the recordings?
They're the ones I've already sent you. All you got to do is put them on Arbor.
Okay, all right. So I mean, all right, so
they're
they're ready to go. Okay, okay.
All but the one clinic that I was not there is all ready to go, and I will have this posted by the end of the week. This one right here.
Okay.
The YouTube videos of all the clinics are all posted that I have done, and this one will be posted tonight before I go to bed. So the YouTube videos, they post within 24 hours. If you need to watch it because you missed a clinic and you're trying to make it up, you have to, there's a video, it's the clinic being videoed, but it has questions ever so often that you have to answer. And if you don't answer it correctly, you have to go back and watch that section. Those videos, Mr. Daniels will post on Arbiter, the link for those.
Okay, let me tell you what. Now, that's what I got. It's like this clinic here. We get here, just like when we were at a game. Yes, when I come to the game, I see something, and I don't ever leave my home or somewhere going to a game, inspect and go there, just sit to that one game. I try to go several places, but I do take notes. I'm there, I mean, and again, something happens unusual to the game. You may think it's very minor, but hey, it helps that, hey, you say something. I mean, I got a text today, hey, about overheels. When I brought up, that's the game I was over to, then I noticed the home team was wearing darker colors than that. Referee sent me something saying, hey, they got a problem. Because the AD should have notified me. I notified officials. There's a certain way they dealt with it the right way. Go there, but I had both ADs, then also overheels were playing keep. And hey, now they did. Well, I should did no. Yeah. Okay. Again, I want you to do that. That's why we keep everybody in check and keep everybody honest. Okay. So sometimes, hey, now I got a video from a coach. He sent 2 plays in. I didn't even look at him yet. I mean, he had a game Friday night. I'll probably engage him more. I seen something. I want you to look at it. You don't need to justify. You don't need to look. But I trust you were there in real time. And sometimes we look at what? The game, situation, everything that, hey, you've been in that, some coach send me a message or send me a clip. They showing me what they want me to see. I hope that you trust me to know that. They're not, and it's always benefiting their team. They don't send me things they agree with. They ask, I would tell them how we officiate that play. what the instructions are that I give to you. So if I say, take a look at it, you may recall it. You may do it. So don't, again, and that's what it is. I mean, like I say, I don't know what game it is, but I look at it. So if I'm looking at it, I don't, but I'm saying going forward, I don't think I've sent any video to anybody since I've been here for say, other than we go look at something together. I mean, most time they do that is when we got an injection, or when we got a disqualification. But I would say this now, we're gonna have that class. I'm gonna put out some notes about ejection versus disqualification. Again, taunting. If you use the word taunting, we don't, taunting technical. Taunting, yes, it was taunting. Taunting is an ejection. If you do not intend, if you do not want to eject the person, the word should be unsporting. But I'm saying, but again, I'm telling you this because again, you say the word taunting to me, that's you know that's what it was. But again, when you don't want to give somebody something they earned, don't you be the guy, you be the young lady, or the person that say, so if I don't give you what you think you've earned, hey, you know how that feels. Someone curses, use the F-bomb. Hey, if they use profanity, that's an ejection. You don't disqualify on profanity. Was it incidental language? Was this unintentional? You thought they missed a layup, they were not talking about it. Hey, you have discretion to do something like that. When it's public, hey, if it's personal, it's public. Again, I'm not questioning you, but when you write the report, or you tell someone and everybody see it, you just set a new standard. Okay. Coach told me that he hadn't got a technical in 4 years. He got one. I said, okay. He told me the situation. I said, okay, what's your question to me? Oh, I'm just saying, okay, I heard you. I said, I just think about this. How many times you deserved a technical and didn't get it in the last 4 years? That was in the conversation. I mean, the technical is part of the game. I mean, hey, they want to ask you a question. You can be honest. Just tell me. Again, don't. I mean, this is not hard. I mean, I'm saying, but I'm concerned with some of the plays. I mean, they see a lot of things on TV and everything else here. You can address everything. Word unsporting acts. Hey, but if it's taunting, hey, you can get in there early. Tell them, hey, this is what we're not going to tolerate. Right? Again, uniforms is something everybody sees, and they start sending video in. They come talk about something else, and then you see all this other stuff going on. All right, but don't be. I mean, I can't give you courage, but again, you tell them what the rules are. Hey, and like I say, I haven't seen. I mean, some coaches. Coach called me the other day to really praise the crew, and I haven't happened Friday before, and I just knew okay, that's not a good sign because he's going to play the game tonight. Probably going to call him back the next day with something else, but he didn't. I haven't shared it with the end of he praised one person in particular on that crew, and it was all about how the guy treated him, and when he had a question, he explained things. I don't think one time he agreed with him. I mean, but I know when the coach called me, that's probably the only time he called me in 4 years to talk about and give kudos to crew. Like I said, last time I think we spoke, well, I know on December the 5th, we was at Lumberton. I shared with Midway, the AD, he had 3 games that night. AV, boys, girls varsity, boys varsity. He sent an email the next day. Now I know he lost both varsity games, but he sent an email to me and he CC'd all 5 members, 2 that did the JV game, and 3 that did the varsity games. And what he said was how professional they were. I mean, so it's not all. So if I send you something, that doesn't mean you didn't do a good job. It might be that's something we use to help coach. It might be the same play, but it might be 2 different games. I don't know. Like I say, so if I send you something, if I say, look, hey, call me, that's what I want you to call me. If I say, look at this, hey, tell me what you saw. Hey, but you don't need just look, Again, real time. I've not put nobody out there I didn't trust. I'm not gonna sign your game that I don't think you can do. I mean, so, yes,
Bobby has a question for you.
yes, sir. Mr. Bobby Smith, go ahead. He got a hand up. I see you, Bobby. What you got?
You gotta unmute yourself. There you go.
I hit it by accident, boss.
Okay. All right.
I ain't got nothing for you. Happy to be here.
All right. This Everett Whistle. I got you. All right.
Got it.
All right. All right, guys. One thing I look, normally when we get here, if I send an email out, just like when we had the satellite clinics, what they do in the satellite clinics was whatever I put out or whatever Mark would put out, we kind of go over that. Now, came up last week at the clinic in Lumberton at Bill Sapp. He put out something on free throws. Okay. One of the differences, you read it, and some people questioned that last week because they said in the manual under the 2-person, it says the referee has the home as the visiting team. But if you look in the manual, it says the home bench. But what we normally think about is what? The home bench. If I'm looking at the home bench, in the first half, that has what team is down there warming up. Is the visiting team. But in the manual, it says the home bench. What I'm going to do is what I'm telling everybody here is I'm going to put a change for the next federation into it. I'm going to make a recommendation because it clearly says the team when you go to 3-person. U1 has the home team. U2 has a visiting team. But in the 2-person, it doesn't say a team. It just says the referee is standing across from the home bench. All right. We're going to go, but what we do for consistency, same thing on free throws. You look at the email that Mark sent out, talked about the free throws. It goes in it explains that the book says when you administer a free throw, the 2-person, we stand table side. Reporting officials stand table side. Our association and SSOA, for consistency, I want the administrative official always to be on table side, 2-person or 3-person. So that means when we administer a free throw, table side, that means once you report the foul, you going opposite. Okay, you going to the C. It's going to be, rather I say the C if it's in 3, you will be the trail, but you're going to go and you're going to say what? You're going to count the free throws. You're going to put your hand up in case, on the last free throw, hey, if it's good, you come down. If not, you're going to chop it in when the ball becomes live. As far as when it's touched, clock start. So basically, that way for consistency, that's the only thing different. But all this, read those emails that he put out, all that stuff he gets right from Referee Magazine. Now I'll just start when I send things out. But again, when I send things out, I don't want you to just read it because I'm the messenger. They need it because I want information. The information is out there for us. I want you to use it. All right. Again, I want you to use that information. Hopefully it answers your questions. If you have questions after you get it, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it at your pregame. Those are the points of emphasis. So something's going to come out this week. We're going to learn some things from this week as it pertains to other things around the state because we have teams. West Carteret is coming. Corinth Holders is coming. There's 6 teams out of our area, and both girls and boys. Sometimes they may have some other teams that's in our area that's coming to play our games with us. The Robeson County, all those teams in Robeson County, with the exception of Whiteville, so all those teams we have. Cumberland County, those teams, the teams that are in the Pinecrest in their tournament, they're bringing Millbrook, top 10, team that won the state championship last year. So we're going to have some different basketball. You see what the points of emphasis are in those areas. They're going to have times where, hey, they let people play a little bit more with hand check, whatever we do, we're going to do, but we're going to stick to it. We're going to be consistent the way we call games here. And as the adjustments, hey, the pregame, a lot of times in pregame, people, the shirts are out. Now the warm-up shirts, now most of everybody has warm-up shirts. Warm-ups can be out, but the jersey has to be tucked in. Okay. And you tell I was at a game. I see one of the officials go and tell the team, the U1 goes and tell them, look, hey, tell the captain, that captain meeting. You know, guess what? The captain goes back, doesn't do anything. He continued the whole time. Hey, during the play, hey, just like the way with the mask, we have the mask, hey, just like with the shirt tails, again, everybody must be doing the same thing. You can't be saying, so some people look, I don't even really worry about the uniform. But yeah, if you're gonna fall to the game, you gotta worry about the uniform. You got a JV assignment, you need to worry about the uniform. In a musical game, that's basketball. You can't just say, okay, I don't even call it a hand check. No, it's a foul. If it's illegal contact, right? Because again, you're working as a crew, okay? And I want when somebody gives you some information, some people will say they give you some criticism. Is it constructive, destructive? Is it, hey, that's up to you to decide. If I give you news, you determine whether it's good or bad. All right. So if there's something you're gonna have when you work with different people, and sometimes I'll say something. If somebody told me that, okay, it don't matter what they told you. I got it. Look, just get the information because you always can do what? You got 3 sources of publications that you've received. You got an official's manual, you got a case book, and you got a rules book. And that's what I say. I was glad last week when someone said, look, in the book it says this. It was meant. Again, when we don't go about official's manual, I want you to know, because that means you're reading it. It says we're gonna do this. It says we're gonna do this. That's how we're gonna officiate that play. We do have some interpretations, and sometimes I will have to ask the state office, oh, what? Like I say, I will ask again before New Hanover, before our tournament that they are part of. Hey, they come here at 4 minutes timeout. The one I say under 4 minutes. Hey, because that's to me in fairness to that team. Just because they're playing here, that's a rule they have to go by. Hey, it's unfair for them to do that. So that's why I'm gonna get clarification on that. Again, anybody got anything else about, like I say, assignments? Now, again, look at your schedule. And it's some of y'all that have sent me a text, I definitely want to talk to you because when you can't do a game, someone said they can't do a game unless it's after 5:30. Or you can't get to a game to 6. How many games? I don't have not one middle school game to start at. Not one. But this year, and what I've learned in over the period of time is that I probably won't send if you work in a conference tournament championship. And I say conference, not this. You're gonna have to work at all 3 levels. I mean, because again, no one, like I say, I don't want you to work all year and the only thing you do is U1 and U2. I want you to be the referee. Because I got some people taking the book now. It's not checking the book. There's the only way I got a number 6, number 8, 4 games in. You look at Max Prep, the numbers in, they reported it. So again, you go check the book. Again, now someone did it right the other day, and I'm very proud of them, is that they designated someone to throw the ball up. It's a lot of time when you got two games, the boys and the girls, they'll designate someone to throw the ball up, girls. If you ask somebody that, but guess what? At the beginning of the 2nd quarter, the 3rd quarter, and the 4th quarter, who throws the ball in? Who gives it to the thrower? The referee. And that's what they told him. That's the right thing. You can't make somebody a referee. Look, you have the difference in authority and responsibility. You can give somebody authority to do certain things, but still responsible to you. And that's what I am. That's what I tell the ADs. To me, hey, my officers have a lot of authority, but I'm still responsible. You go out there, you take it among yourself to do something, they have every right to come back and say, look, Errol, that's on you. They're right. Because, hey, I give you authority. You can give somebody else authority, but you still bear responsibility. So when that something goes wrong in that book, that is your, hey, I have no problem with you taking someone over. When you got 3 persons, when you have got 2, when it's just 2 of y'all, unless no teams out there, I don't expect to see 2 people over at the table. Because who's watching the teams? Okay, but if you want to go there and kind of show somebody what you check in the book, how you count the, check the numbers, do those things, it's educated. You have time, by all means, draw the line, put the book, put it in there. Hey, again, that's don't go over bounds and tell somebody, look, you the referee, no. Designate, tell them what you designate, because I hold you responsible to do that. We've had several technical fouls for, I mean, every time I've seen a technical this year, I mean, very much they deserve it. They deserve it. I mean, a couple of them were angry technicals. Don't let it get to that point where you upset. Just give them a technical foul. David, assess the technical, go back and just explain, go. I mean, hey, it's not, don't make it personal. Okay. Again, when you're shooting a technical foul, hey, don't make all people go in the back court. I mean, that's just because you've seen it done. Hey, they can go, look, free throw line extended. You can't be in the way, just like a normal free throw. Okay. Hey, I like what I've seen on talking. I was at a game the other day and I knew exactly it was a technical foul assessed, and someone sitting close by, they didn't know my position, anything else, just asked me, probably 2 or 3 minutes later, hey, why was that? Because he was talking. I know he said something, because it wasn't, if you can't see, if you know, he must have said something exactly what he did. Hey, again, you're the authority figure on the court. Hey, people need to treat you just like you treat them, with dignity and respect. Work through the captains, work through the coach. Again, keep the coaches in line. Sometimes coaches asking you questions. I mean, you can answer them. I would ask that you don't try to answer. Someone asked me about my partner's call. Coach, what do you have for me? Hey, okay, Coach, you have anything for me? By the time you should be able to hear, and as you develop your game, you will have to get away from by the time they really get a guy. You can tell me they don't have enough for you. They got some. It's the difference in asking a question and making a comment. How can it be a foul? Hey, she did this. You let them finish. By the time they finish, hopefully, unless they're shooting 3 shots at free throw. When when they get ready, the third shot, final shot for free throw, you got to do what? Move back to your position. Hey, thanks, coach. I'll say, I understand. No, you don't. You understand? Hey, you understand? Hey, if they get handed business, hey, just don't engage in it. What I did tell some of the new coaches that we have, and I know in real life on the court, it's not going to go down this way. But look, one team wants to run the clock. Coach asks you to ask the other official, ask the other coach, can they run the clock? We don't do that. Okay, don't even, because it's going to come out like, hey, the other coach want to work. No. They could have talked to each other. They're going to be shaking hands after the game and halftime. But coach, the clock should not be running clock until when? Third quarter. Okay, so first half, it shouldn't be an issue. If they want to, don't warm up. They can go ask. Okay, I don't want to get involved, because what's going to happen is when somebody say, hey, we were down 28 points and the clock was running, free throw running. That's what everybody kind of know. Clock's still running, and we're in charge. So again, the rule is, okay, 40 points. Now, coming to school, in Cumberland County Middle School, it's 30 points. If somebody got something different, something, hey, we're going to do that. That's what the rule is, coach. Now, both coaches come to you and say, we're going to run the clock. You don't need to, don't do a cartwheel. Don't start clapping. Don't need a big old smile break out on your face. Just, okay. That's it. Okay, but every time that happens, it comes back. But a referee didn't say it. Well, they said, well, no, referee told me, he asked me, don't get into that. I don't like them, because I've told them, coach, I tell them, what goes around comes around. Coach, just remember, because you're winning now. There's hey, they can press, they can do that. Someone made a comment the other day, hey, look, hey, if you don't talk on this, I'm gonna put the press back on. Hey, I don't know what, hey, I told the coach, well, you do whatever you want to do. We don't get paid, but we don't get paid the time. We get paid the standard. Okay. Sometimes it's gonna all work out. For every game that's go 3 hours, you're gonna have games that go hour and 1 hour. Okay. We're gonna call the fouls. All right, I had it already. Somebody he said, text me the other day, hey, it was 6:35. I guess the game started at 5 o'clock. He said, hey, we got 5 minutes left in the girls JV game. And hey, and Troy, it was just a little bit too far for me to get to because I was on my way. I was gonna go out there. Because what do you want the officials to do? Because if you don't call the fouls, I got a call today about, hey, the officials let the game get out of hand. I got different reports. Well, it was a fight or something broke out. We're gonna get blamed anyway. So just do it right. Okay, just do it right. Because it's easy for me to. I'm saying I'm not trying to defend it. It's easy for me to explain it. I don't have to watch. I don't have to be there. I can look at the game. Another thing is that if you don't have the National Federation, the NFHS network, I just think this. Now I'm not saying soliciting for it, but just understand those games. You on TV a lot more than you think. You are on TV. It's not many people here that if I stayed at my home and looked at TV, I can see most of you. I mean, I've seen several JV games. I like to see rather be in person. I was just kind of going through it, and they send. You can put the teams in there. You can go back and see anything you want to, and that's how I got to see some things. I mean, middle school games I like to be to, other things. So I want to be out there for both, not only for you, but also for other people to see. I care about what you're doing out there. Okay, but you put a lot of stuff on tape, and just understand that. It's not a time I'm out where somebody haven't texted me and telling me, "Hey, Harold, who is that? Isn't that this person? They at this game here. They'll tell me about something happened at your game. Can't understand what. Then they gave him a technical foul. But again, let's do it right. Okay, enough of that. Somebody else just sent me about when people are unprofessional. Again, hey, it's hard sometimes. I always take the high road. When you're on the court, you have to. I say, I'm saying you have to. Is that hey, we do that, but there's no reason for you can't tell me. Let me address it. Okay, because that's what I will do. That's part of my, I'm not gonna sign you to a game. That's why sometimes when you all say you don't want to go to this school anymore, hey, Harold, I prefer not to. I may ask you why, because again, if you don't want to, what makes you think someone else wants that? I mean, for whatever the reason is. So when I ask you, I'm not trying to be personal, just trying to look. It's something I need to address. Because, hey, I'm not going to send this person in. Okay, because, okay, that person got a lot high tolerance level. No, some things are just not acceptable. It doesn't matter to anyone. I got a couple clips I'm going to send you. Some of them saw it on YouTube, on it's making us round on Twitter that about a game where one professional athlete's daughter hit someone. I got that, and because basically the mother told her to hit someone. A lot of things come out of the stands now about, hey, somebody get crossed over, somebody just said, we got a lot, we not, and look at those intentional fouls. I don't want to go there. You're not going to dunk on here. You're not going to do this here. A couple times I've seen that. Those are dangerous plays. I mean, don't be I shouldn't say be afraid. Don't hesitate to get in there. If you see it and it looks like it's unintentional, it looks better if you go discuss it. If someone going up and someone comes from the back, it's not a play. They're not making a play on the ball. It looks better if you at least discuss it. I've been to the game and I saw them do it perfectly. They got together. They didn't call it intentional. But I know when they got together. And again, I know 2 of the 3 referees on this call now. I meant to bring it up last week at the clinic. But again, if you see something, I mean, when you watch in your area, someone going out for a layup, you got a view. There's nothing wrong with going in there and saying, look, okay, no, that's what I got. Okay. But it looks better. At least you're discussing it. And I feel better as a signer because some of those plays, I mean, we don't say like 30 plays, you want to prevent a dunk, only 2 points, you're losing by 15. Well, why would you do that? Okay, people get hurt. And I say, I mean, for me personally, at least I know, look, you're considering it. Now, that game I actually stayed through. That was the only game, I think, that night I could make it to. And I was proud of the way those individuals handled that game, that situation. But be careful on watch the talking as far as get it early. Something happened, it'll be, hey, have a signal, hey, we need to tighten it up, we're gonna tighten it up. Sometimes the kids come out there to play basketball, sometimes they don't. One already warned me yesterday at the state football championship about a couple of games upcoming. Yeah, about social media. Hey, again, these tournament games gonna be intense. You got teams that don't normally play each other. One time, I mean, in Robertson County, it's a lot of good basketball. So I'm excited about the season, what's coming up. Anybody got any that particular play or situation they would like to share with the group that would be beneficial? You think would be beneficial? A couple of you, I
I
need to
have
talk.
a clarification, Mr. Daniels. This is
Okay, go ahead.
Julio.
Yes, go ahead.
I had a facility where a coach of the boys team came during the game of the girls JV game and said, and since it was so lopsided, he attempted in the middle of the game to say, I want to change it to a running clock. Now, is that something that we do? I know if they inform us before the game that they're going to have a running clock, that's fine. But without the points, the number of the 40-point lead, it wasn't a 40-point lead, but he wanted us to change it to a running clock. Is that something that we are allowed to do or supposed to do at his request, or do we just keep it the way it was? We kept it the way it was, by the way.
So what you want me to say? You just answer the question.
Okay, I just wanted to know if that AD, if that
Oh, no,
coach
no, I know.
is not allowed to request that. That's
No. Here's what I'm saying. Here's what you want me to say. Now, everybody on the call, Julio did it right. All right. Everybody give him a hand. Hey, Julio. Look, Julio, that's all I said. The thing is this. We can't do the running. We should not do the running clock during the first half at all. As third quarter comes, if both coaches do, I'm not saying that if both coaches want to play now, because that's a varsity game, but that's a JV game. Julio.
it was a JV game.
Right? Now, most of the JVs, you play in outline areas, what do they play? Do they play running clock?
Nope.
Yes, they do.
Not in Scotland. Well, I didn't want to
I said
mention
most.
was.
I didn't look. Now, Scotland is one of the areas that do what? Scotland don't know how to do the running clock. Okay, and I'm telling you, because in certain areas, now you go to Whiteville, you go to West Bladen, East Bladen, you go to South Columbus, West Columbus. Most of them, the only conference, if a JV team wants to go to running clock in the second half, they can.
Okay.
They can. In the varsity game, no. But we would tell, look, the rules are that's when the two coaches get together. We're not gonna, we're there to what? Officiate the game. What we're not gonna allow them to do is go to running clock in the first half. It's a point differential, unless they what? See, they should have probably planned in that game. Scotland was probably playing a team like Red Springs, correct?
Well, they were playing I think Fairmont or something, but
Okay,
the Fairmont coach did not want a running clock. She wanted to keep the regular clock.
Okay, that's was it the first half, second half?
Second half.
Okay, the second, if they don't have the point differential, that means that's all it takes is one person not to say no. If they're not playing, because Fairmont normally plays the running clock at home, all their games. That's why I say when we have those, that's what we've been having. Teams that play, Scotland don't know how to do a running clock. Last 2 minutes, they just want the game over. But a team can what? They can surrender anytime they want to. Right? They can surrender. But we're gonna play, these are the rules. So at the end of the third quarter, they said, look, hey, we're gonna start the varsity game on time. Hey, we're gonna be there, we're gonna stand there and say, look, hey, coach, they don't have a question for you. What's their comment? Because a lot of times they want to know, see, when they started to you, they want you to make a decision. So they can go back and say, what? The referee said we could do it. No, we're gonna do it the right way. But look, if they don't get the 40-point differential, unless they have, look, these are the rules. We don't have no, in varsity and JV, it's 40 points. NFHS. That's the only rule. That's NCHSA adopted 40 points. Anything outside of that, those two, we're not going to sit in, hey, get into a situation. Look, you must stop. Look, we're going to quarterfinals, we're going to do anything else. Again, that's normally what happens. That's why I say I don't want the coach to come to you. Coach, the home administration comes and say, look, dude, we want to do this here. Okay, here's what we're prepared to do. My assignment, the rules are, that's all you say. The rule states 40 points before we get to a running clock. One coach says, that's why I say, don't go to the other coach and say, look, well, the coach wants to do that, because now you interject yourself in a situation that it's a no-win situation. You did. Let me write it down. Who you did good? Yeah, that's a gold star. All right.
Yeah, send me that, please. Yeah,
No, I ain't gonna send it to you. I'll put it on my screen. I've got the face right here.
Thank you.
All right. All right. Who else want to say what they did right? Who else want to get
Leroy has his hand up.
All right, Mr. Thompson.
You guys still there? I'm sorry.
Yes, sir.
It was just noted at Red Springs, and just something you just discussed earlier. There's an A-man corner, if you will, bunch of parents in the corner down there. It's a small gym, and we took care of the chatter and made a move back in the stands for the boys' game. We didn't do a good job per se at the girls' game. Not saying they did anything bad or anything wrong, but at the same time, a safety issue was they were kind of close to the court. Not to mention they were yelling and coaching the girls. So just whoever's coming behind us next, going down there, just be mindful that you might want to go ahead and put them in the stands where they belong. Because they're in the corner. First of all, they're coaching. Secondly, they're kind of close to the court, which could pose a safety issue. So just wanted to bring that to light. That's it.
Thanks, Leroy. I'll tell you that. See, those kind of things that help everybody. Because I know I went to a couple of games. They put cones on the first row. They put cones on the first row to keep people off that. And even at the 80s meeting, I say again, they played. They showed a video, a inappropriate sign that they had there at one of the football games. They kind of used that because these student sections now. I mean, you go to the Clinton Crazes, you know, all of the over in Pinecrest. Some of the student section, they go, they put their hands out like like the Cameron Crazes and stuff. And they can't be touching players. They can't be doing some things again. And use that what Leroy just said. Hey, if we see something, look, move them. Don't wait till something happens. Okay? If it makes you feel uncomfortable, I mean, like you got to run up and down that sideline. Okay? Again, don't be, don't refrain from doing something because hey, you don't think it's within. Hey, as a crew, look, hey, this here, look, hey, we need to address it. Just talk to about a group. No, let's leave it alone. Let's whatever the case may be. But discuss that. But again, the games now, I mean, you can't beat attendance now. So again, if you see something, say something, do something. Jimmy, you got something? Jimmy.
Yeah, hey Earl. Hey, I think
Yeah.
I sent you a message on this, but just
Yes.
to let everyone know, we were down at Midway. They didn't use them during the girls' game, but we started running up and
Yes.
down the court during the boys' game, and they broke out with the cowbells.
Right.
You know, when we addressed it, the AD said that they had 4 games, okay,
Right.
and they had been using them for 4 games, and we told them it was considered an artificial noisemaker, and they had to put them away. Which he made an announcement, and they did, but they shouldn't be ringing cowbells during the game.
Right, and see, and Jimmy, thanks for that reminder because he did send that. Because again, when somebody say they've been doing it, that crew is it. But again, they have a PA system. I mean, when something happens, some home administrations, I go to the game and inside more free throw lane spaces going straight to the wall. Inside that space is people standing like that. They can't stand like that. I mean, but now you're in the game, it's tight, and you got the referee trying to move people back. They all back on the side. I mean, like I say, the game's been well attended. But again, they have a PA. You tell the person, sometimes there's 1 or 2 people that, hey, you got to tell the person to move, the person kneeling line with the camera. Again, we don't want our responsibility to what? For our safety and theirs. But you can't be in that space. Hey, I've talked to the cheerleaders. I mean, the people that, the ADs, and told them about the cheerleaders. We go, look, during the 30-second timeout, they can't be on the floor. I don't expect you all to go out, but again, for someone writing, these are the rules. A lot of times people don't understand that. Hey, who can sit down during the 30-second timeout? I mean, hey, those things, they don't understand. So again, when you go there, just understand when you make note of that, because he did. So sometimes you send that, but that's the comment they tell. And some of them, like say, the same day after Jimmy sent me that on that particular game. That's the same AD that told me how professional the guys were and everything like that. They want some of them, these AD, they want to do the right thing. Don't assume they know all the rules. They're trying to get the teams, get the gym ready, get the people ticket takers, all those things. That's why I say when you work with home administration, we have some people like now, whatever's your room, no one should be going in that room. We know sometimes it's coach's office, something, coach might send his son or daughter in there. Hey, I'm getting right here. Again, not that it's a problem, you saying, hey, do you want to stay in the room? But that's part of the rules. And I mean, and it's in writing. And sometimes when you let me know that, I do it in a manner not to say they trying to figure out, well, they told you that last night. No. Just, we're trying to prevent them. This is called preventive officiating. So like I say, no artificial, I say that's good to know that they didn't make an announcement, because people know. If that came up somewhere else, Jimmy mentioned that night, and I got it. No artificial noise making. They ask you, can you do that? If you don't know, hold on just a second. Let me discuss about, because let's get it right. Don't guess, don't say yes, and then they're gonna say, well, he said or she said. If you don't know, just, you got, like I say, not one game I signed, is there just one official? It's always two. So, most of the time I want three. Anybody got anything else? Any place situations, anything else? I mean, because I do have to talk to a couple people about some things. Look, post game, they got till you leave. I mean, it's on the test questions always there. Officials' jurisdiction. Then happens before you leave the court. And you're in the locker room, somebody, coach down the hallway, he slaps the wall, looks, says something inappropriate. There's something called a post-game ejection. All right. So again, what we're not going to tolerate, I mean, hey, because like they is that we don't look for stuff. We don't run from it. We're not trying to avoid, hey, the game's over, we get out there, people running the court, doing different things. Hey, clock. I mean, we've had some situations already come up. Now, like I say, I'm very proud of the way some things have happened. People run the court, they let the clock run always zero. So of course the kids come out, but they got everybody back in the stands. And the coach wanted technical, hey, look, no, we're not gonna do that. We're gonna make things done in the spirit. I'm glad to see some people not just officiating the rule book, they're officiating the game. The game calls for a technical foul at some point, you do it. I like the way some of y'all are talking to the players. Hey, talking them out of stuff, keeping them in the game as far as, hey, now see, you can see the players' reaction sometimes. Okay, they're shaking their head, they're not in agreement. Okay. In fact, before they leave, they kind of give you the gesture, okay, thank you. Again, hey, share that with your team. Sometimes we have tendency to just handle a situation. You don't know personal, hey, with your crew, just tell them how you handle that situation. Okay. You might do that different in the next game, because every game is different. So it's good for me. I know some people ask, hey, in this situation, what do you want me to do? Take all those things into consideration. You at the game. You there. You think that game needs that technical foul, needs this kind of, hey, that's what I want you to do. But the things, like I say, the other things, how we do things, we're going to be perfect in that. But I will look, you just, Richard brought some up earlier. I will look today, every game that's been played that you haven't got paid for, especially with the arbiter, I will look at it and I will address that. Because it's just like the way I feel about Christmas and holidays and getting you paid as soon as you do the game. I'm trying to get everyone to have that same type of energy toward that as well. All right. ADs have a lot of things to do, the coaches have a lot of things to do, so do you. Everybody does. But we still need to take care of those administrative things. And if you haven't done the concussion course, you have not done the booking fee, the association fees, if you haven't done any other things with the registration, some of you done all that. All right. Again, I'm gonna get you on the court as much as I can and as often as I can. I mean, that goes to everybody. I mean, because everybody can work at some level. I mean, either you can work, hey, I can't teach you. So I like to think, hey, it's on you. It's not gonna be on me. It's easy for me to sign your game, but I want, like I say, I'm gonna set you up for success. So any alibis, anybody got anything to say before we
Hey, Errol,
Richard.
yeah, real quick. And I don't know if they fixed this or not, but when we had Cape Fear girls on Monday, they had 2 illegal numbers. They had a 6 and an 8.
Right.
So I'm sure he took care of it, but it was like it was the same thing with the other thing. It was like the fourth game and the coach looked stunned that he had been called for a technical on that. So
again, guys, I mean, it doesn't get better. I mean, trust me, you're gonna have them, and they got a game canceled the other day because I was going over there. Because like I say, and Rich and I spoke about it. You look at Max Preps, they got it there. See, they don't know. They just from their favorite number. You know they're gonna wear it again. They're gonna be in the tournament with it, probably because they asked for those numbers. Coach, they ordered it. Okay. But so as long as they put a 1 in front, and then make that 8, 6 or 8, and you can't. I mean, what are you gonna do with that? Gotta make it a 3. Those numbers you can't do anything with. What are you gonna do with a 6? 8, you really can't do nothing with. So you're gonna order. You got to put another jersey on. I mean, so that same AD sent me something. The same game he done changed twice already. No change. He said you screamed sorry, but that's the same thing. Anybody got anything else? I mean, I appreciate some of y'all have updated your blocks since we've been on this call. And that's perfect. Again, I appreciate that. So, and if you say you're available again, I'm gonna start. I'm gonna do that Sunday, 2, 4, 6, 8, 6 and 8 at Robertson County. Then I'm gonna do Wednesday. But when I got all the assignments out for the whole tournament, I'll post it. First ones I'll do 2, 4, 6, 8, Fayetteville State, 6 and 8 for Robertson County. Then I got Wednesday. Wednesday, all the games are in because they having I think they having for the high schools in Cumberland County, it's exams. I think I'll change all those games. But it's a lot of games on Monday and Tuesday. A couple of them I got to add. That's all I got. Hey, thanks for your attention, and I'll see you on the court.
If you're on the phone, just give everybody a second to make sure we're clear, and then I will go ahead and put you in the form. So just give me a second. I will just call the last 4 digits of your phone number. If you'll come unmute yourself and tell me your name. 537, or excuse me, 3370. 3370. Who are you?
Dennis Wallace.
All right, Dennis Wallace, I have you, sir.
Okay.
Did you say 3307?
No, but go ahead.
Mine is 3307.
Yes. What's your name?
I'm Merrick McKinnon.
All right, I got you.
All right.
Rand.
0768.
4969. 4969. Who are you?
Hey, John.
Yes.
Hey, John, this is Darryl Page, 0768.
All right, I got you, Daryl.
All right,
You
man.
got
Hey, John.
John, 6316, Willie Cooper.
4711, Snake.
Don't you think so? 4320, Bruce.
Bruce who?
Lewis.
Sorry, people's got music playing in the background, so I can't hear you.
Oh, Bruce Lewis.
Thank you. Next.
Cleo Dunnigan.
I got you, Cleo Dunnigan.
Hey, John. Usher Edmonds.
John, you got Snake.
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you, brother. You got Clay Parker.
I do now.
Okay, thank you, sir.
John, you hear me, John?
Yes, I got you, Husher. I got you, Willie.
All right, appreciate it.
I appreciate it, John.
You're welcome.
Hey, John,
Yes.
Larry Crumpler.
Hey guys, if you have got this, if you are unmuting yourself, you've got to cut the sound off behind you because I cannot hear people. Larry Crumpler, I got you.
Dwayne McCormick.
Right, Verizon. I'm James Brown, along with former head coach and Phil. Let's get to the scoreboard. Look at this.
Dwayne McCormick, I have you.
I'm all saying it's a Charger. It's the Justin Butler show.
All right, there's too much noise going behind, so I've had to mute everybody. We're gonna have to go one at a time because I cannot hear.
Wayne Lassane.
I have you, Wayne Lassane. Two 2217. Who are you? Please unmute yourself.
Dwayne